Hi, it's Kyle from Bitewing Games, and today we're learning how to play Tomten from Fervent Workshop, who helped to sponsor this video. Tomten is the Swedish Christmas gnome, bringing joy and gifts to people during the holiday season. To prepare for the holiday and find true bliss, you need to work hard and complete tasks, but you also need a little bit of rest and relaxation. The point of the game is to win, and you win by having the most points, or bliss. Throughout the game, you'll be placing dice out to complete these tasks. But each task you complete, or day you rest, will take time. So you'll have to use your time wisely to make sure you have the most bliss when St. Knut's Day rolls around. Before we jump to the setup, I will say that you can play the game in a few different modes. You can play competitively, which we'll emphasize here in the video, but you can also play in teams 2v2, or you can play cooperatively. I'll go over those differences as they come up, but just know that mostly I'll emphasize the competitive mode. Alright, let's take a look at the setup. Set out the main calendar board. Shuffle the task cards and display 4. The clan cards are used in an advanced mode, so set those aside for now. Place die onto each of the Sundays on the calendar. The face value doesn't matter. Place the remaining dice as a general supply. Each player takes and rolls 4 dice. Each player will select a color and place 1 token on the 0 space on the score track. The other tokens will be placed in a random order on the first space of the calendar. Throughout the game, you will not take turns in a clockwise order. Rather, the player whose token is furthest back on the calendar goes first. And if players are on the same space, like they are now at the start of the game, the player on top has priority and goes next. On your turn, you will either work or rest. To work, you will complete exactly 1 task on one of the cards. Each card shows 3 available tasks. To complete the task, you need dice that sum up to the indicated value. So to complete this task, I need dice that sum up to exactly 6. It can be 1 dice or multiple. When you complete that task, you'll leave your dice there to show it's been completed. Each task can only be completed once. The task also takes time, indicated here. And each task awards a certain amount of bliss or points. So when you complete this task, you'll place your dice here, move 2 spaces on the calendar, and earn 3 points. If you complete the 3rd task on the card, move all the dice back to the supply, take this card, placing it face down in front of you, and reveal a new task card so there are always 4 available. This section of the card is for the advanced mode, which I'll briefly review at the end of the video. Eventually, you're going to run out of dice, so on your turn, instead of working, you can rest, which resting still takes time. So move yourself 1 day on the calendar. Take any dice remaining in your supply and draw 4 new dice from the supply. Reroll all these dice, and that's your turn. You do have a maximum limit of 7 dice, so while resting you may have to draw fewer than 4 dice if it would make you exceed the limit of 7. So what's the deal with these dice on Sundays? Well, the first person to land on or move past this space earns the dice. So after working, you move on to the space, passing this dice. Roll the die and add it to your pool of dice. If you already have 7 dice, just leave that die there for the next player to collect. While moving, you'll eventually reach some holidays. You'll score 1 time for each holiday. When you land on or pass over the holiday, you'll score for that holiday, 1 point per card you've collected. For example, when you pass over Christmas here, you'll score 1 point per card you've collected, so you earn 4 points. When you reach St. Knut's Day, you actually score 2 points per card you've collected. If you've completed the 3rd task on a card at the same time that you've moved past a holiday, you do get to score for that task that you just barely completed. The game will end once all players have reached St. Knut's Day. And you don't have to land on a specific space. As soon as you reach or pass St. Knut's Day, you'll remove your token from the board and stop taking turns. Because remember, you aren't taking turns in a clockwise order, you're just going whoever's furthest back on the calendar will go next. So once all players have reached or passed St. Knut's Day, the game will end, total up your score, and the player with the most points wins. If playing cooperatively, that 2 versus 2 mode, total up your score as a team, and the higher score wins. If playing cooperatively, all players have to have a minimum score of 77 for you to win as a team. In case of a tie, the player with the most cards wins. And if there's still a tie, the player with the most remaining dice wins. And that is how you play the basic version of Tomten. To make the game just a little bit more advanced, we'll add in the clans and the advanced rules. Set up the game like usual, but in addition, deal each player 3 task cards and 1 clan card. Players will either keep the 3 task cards, or keep the clan card and 1 task card. And if playing cooperatively, all players just get 1 clan card. Alright, the game is played basically the same, but each completed card is kept face up in front of you. So each player begins the game with either 3 completed tasks, or the clan and 1 completed task. These tasks can be used on your turn, giving you special actions. These cards can be used when you work. This symbol means that you can flip one of your dice to the opposite side, so a 2 becomes a 5. Flip the card 90 degrees to show the card has been used and can't be used again until you rest. After resting, you will reactivate all of your cards by turning them back 90 degrees. Some of the cards show this symbol, meaning when another player lands on your space, you gain a point. And if you had multiple of these cards, you'd gain multiple points. When playing in the advanced mode, you'll score holidays a little bit differently as well. Instead of scoring for each completed card, you'll only score for cards with a matching symbol. So when you land on or pass Christmas and Epiphany, score 2 points for each card that shows this symbol. And when you land on St. Knut's Day, you'll again score 2 points per card with the symbol, and you'll also score for any cards that show this green star symbol. The cards that score for green will explain how they score. As an example, this card says I get 2 points per card that has this house symbol. So 2 points for this card, and 2 more points for this card. Just like these cards you rotated 90 degrees when you activated them, you'll also rotate your blue bow cards 90 degrees after gaining points. So between holidays, you'll probably want to rest, so you can reactivate the cards and score points for them on the next holiday. If you selected a clan card, you can use that ability when you rest. So for example, this card says you may either re-roll up to 3 of your dice, or you may roll 1 additional die into your supply. In addition, the clan cards also give you a way to score at the end of the day when you reach St. Knut's Day. For example, this card shows that you can spend your dice that sum up to exactly 7 to score 7 bliss. There's a lot of cards, and the rulebook and cards detail how each of them work. The advanced mode will play the exact same way and will end the same way once everyone has passed St. Knut's Day. You'll total up the scores. If you're playing competitively, the player with the most points wins. In a team, the team with the most collective points wins. And if playing cooperatively, each player must have at least 77 points to win. And now you know how to play Tomten. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Until next time.